What's the matter?
Oh, it's so fucking good. I'm actually jealous of you right now.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
I wouldn't want to be sorry, but I am jealous of you. It's just so you know.
Okay, fine.
You're welcome.
Okay, all right. Hear you, see you.
I can't pull those off, but they're so cute.
Okay. I wonder if I can. See everything. Hey, everybody. I'm here. An awkward spot. Again, my boobs all up in the. I brought my plug this week because we got totally cut off last time. Yeah.
Does this go on the inside or the outside?
Either way, wherever you want to put it. Just make sure this is all good to go. Okay. That's probably reasonable, I think, as long as I can see. Is somebody here yet? Not yet. Okay. Let me. As long as I don't look at, I have to look at myself. That's pretty much my main concern. Like, you can see me from there. Duh.
I know. Hi, Maggie.
Hello.
Hey, I brought my plug today, so you won't get cut off.
Yay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's recording now too. So.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. What are you eating?
Little pirate booty for the walk home from school.
I love it.
And we're
Recording too, so you have to shut it down.
Say that again.
I said it's recording, so if you have to shut it down, you can watch it later.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, we're taking the ninja way home from school, so it might take us a little while.
Everybody's just getting here now.
Let's see.
Yeah, everybody's here. No, I just kind of click to make sure. Did you get your haircut? Like style and everything? That's what I'm waiting for my hair to get, because it was like super fixy. Yeah. It is so awkward. It really is. I feel like, I'm getting there better, but I have to go and get it fixed every few weeks. Is your hair the same? Yeah, I guess. And maybe that's Oh, there you are. Camera. I'm sorry, what you say? Kawana. Yeah, I have Kawana checked in. That's you. That's me. We're gonna go ahead and get started so we don't run out of time. So if they come in, they'll just kind of fit their mats there. Maggie's online. Walking her sweet baby home from school. Eating popcorn. How are you guys doing today? Good. There's a nice little breeze in the air earlier. It was wonderful. All right, let's just start with just a little bit of grounding time, and then we'll get started. So let's actually work on our backs today. So I'm going to bring you the bolster. I would just, toss these out, but thank you. I had really big plans. Do you see that? It's like the whole, I'm gonna bring 18 grocery bags into my house.
I respect how ambitious that was.
Thank you. I was really shooting for the stars on that one. Yeah, maybe. I think that's everybody. Okay, perfect. So go ahead and take your bolster and just place it lengthwise on your mat, and you're gonna come right to the front of it. So it'll kind of rest up against your low back. I'll just kind of set these over here so they can ground. We're gonna lie back onto the bolster. Bring the soles of the feet together. Just kind of taking your hand to your belly, maybe to your hips or the sides of your body, whatever feels comfortable for you. And if you're okay with it, maybe allowing your eyes to close. We'll start with a big, deep breath in through the nose. And a big, full breath out from the mouth. Before you settle really quickly, are you here for the immersion or for the? Okay, perfect. Tell me your name again. I'm sorry. Tamara. Okay, there you are. Hey, if you want to grab a bolster, you can grab one. So let's actually go ahead and start with the hands on the belly. So we're going to work a little bit with some diaphragmatic breathing, which will really help us to ground and settle a little bit energetically. One of the challenges of this kind of diaphragmatic breathing is to not push your belly out using the muscles of your stomach. So a lot of times when you hear yoga teachers say things like, breathe into your belly, and the way we interpret that is like, expand your belly really large. That's what we want to do. We want to use the breath to do that and not the muscles. So if you notice that your muscles are starting to work, just kind of relax, go back to your natural breath, and then start again. So what we're going to do is place the hands on the belly with the fingertips just barely touching, right over the navel center. And we're going to start in a natural pattern of breath. So just breathing normally and naturally. Just quickly checking in with your body, noticing the sensation of the floor or the bolster beneath your back. And then maybe on a few of your exhales, seeing if you can release the weight of your body just a little bit further into the floor, into the bolster. By releasing the weight of your body, what I really mean is relaxing. So bringing a sense of relaxation and ease into all spaces of the body. And then just noticing how your mind and your body react to that shift in energy. So if your fingertips have drifted apart, go ahead and slide them back together just so that the fingertips are very gently touching. We're going to use a 3-count breath to start. We're going to take a nice big breath in through the nose. And what you're going to do as you're taking these breaths is you're going to think about the fingertips separately. So you're not going to do this with your muscles. You're going to do this with the diaphragm. So it's this deep muscle on the inside of the belly, not your abdominal muscles. What I like to imagine is a jellyfish that sits right underneath my rib cage. And if you think about the movement of a jellyfish, how it sort of expands as it's moving up in the water, kind of lowers down and expands and opens. Just kind of bringing that feeling into the very bottom of lungs. Breathing in and out through the nose with a 3-count inhale, followed by a 3-count exhale. Then you start to feel that you're using the muscles instead of that deep diaphragm. Maybe add a little bit of pressure between the soles of the feet as you take your exhale. So relaxing and releasing the body on the inhale, and then exhaling and pressing the soles of the feet together. As you start to relax a little bit, your mind may start to check out. So starting to like reach that space of relaxation, but make the effort to stay aware during this exercise. You can do this by deepening the breath so that there's a slight sound at the back of the throat. In yoga, we call this ujjayi breath. We can also refer to it as ocean breath. And I like that term because it sounds a little bit like that sound that you would put when you put a seashell up to your ear. It's got that kind of whistling sound from the ocean. So maybe bringing that sound into your exhales. Take about 3 more breaths here. Then with your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, grab a hold of your elbows, and let your forearms kind of rest back behind you, either onto the bolster or onto the floor behind the bolster. To bring a little bit more openness into the chest and the belly. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. This time fully releasing that breath from your mouth. Do that one more time. This time noticing what your body does, how your body responds to that exhale. Then let your breath shift back into its natural pattern. Maybe float the arms back overhead. And when you feel ready, just very carefully making your way up to a seated position. You can keep your feet together the way they are, the soles of the feet, just coming up into a seated position. Finding your grounding here. Where are we grounding at? Through the sit bones, right? So if you need to kind of rock from side to side, started bringing a lot of rocking into my personal practice. I kind of have a lot of anxious energy, so that little bit of like movement, there's no rules here, right? My favorite thing about yoga, there's no goals. You just keep moving forward, right? So we're gonna inhale here, bring the arms up overhead, and we're gonna fold forward. So we'll bring the fingertips forward, right in front of the feet, keeping the back up straight. So think about that grounding through the sit bones, and notice that if you round your back, so just round your back for just a minute, just to feel. Do you feel your sit bones? They kind of disappear into your body, right? So keep your back up straight. So go up straight until you feel the sit bones make contact with the floor. And then if you can, or if you'd like to, start to walk the fingertips forward, always keeping that contact through the sit bones. So the moment that you lose that contact is the moment that your back is going to be grounding. So just back up a little bit, might hurt your ego, that's okay. Your ego will survive, or maybe it'll die. Even better, you know. Even better. You don't need it. Take a nice big breath in. Full breath out from your mouth. Good, and then start to walk the fingers back, coming back to center. Send your right leg out to the side and your left leg out to the opposite side. Find your sit bones, so however you need to do that. Rocking from side to side. And you can feel it here too. It's kind of like twerking on the ground. A little bit, twerking through the sit bones. So inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And just like you did before, take your hands down to center. Keep the back straight, that contact through the sit bones, starting to walk the fingers forward. Just wherever that works. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, start to walk your hands over to the right. So you're going to take this right hand all the way over that right leg. Taking your gaze down towards the right knee. Keeping the back straight, we'll walk the hands back up through center, all the way over to the left, gazing to that left knee. This is a variation of a posture in yoga called Janu Shirsasana, and what that means is head to knee, like literally, means head to knee pose. And I like to always kind of tell people that because it gives you direction, like where does my body go during this posture? You bring your head towards your knee. It's like super simple. But then you see it in Sanskrit and you're like, that sounds fancy. Nope. It's all directional. Or head towards the knee. And then as you inhale, go ahead and bring your hands back through center. Take one big breath in. Big breath out. And then start to walk the hands back up. Bringing the legs in towards center. And just coming into a simple seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. Good. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Take the right hand back. So as you take this right hand back, remember where we're staying grounded. Right, there's sort of a tendency in this posture to lean. It does look cute. There's that part of it. But it's not very good for your body. So, you know, all the really cute postures are just terrible for your like action body. So what I like to do is what I call tenting with my fingers. So instead of having the palm of my hand all the way down to the mat, I'll kind of bring the palm of my hand up. Or, you know, you can also, sometimes I'll call these cupcake fingers because I just like that energy, like you're trying to grab the top of a cupcake, you know? So you're going to tent the fingers, and that's going to keep the weight out of the hand. And then you'll inhale, coming back up to center, bring the arms up overhead, and then exhale and twist in the opposite direction. Keeping the fingertips light on the mat behind you. Keeping that spine up nice and long. Breath here. And then we're going to inhale, coming back to center, releasing the hands. So I'm going to pass out some blocks. Blocks are one of my favorite, absolute favorite things to use. And I like to use the blocks specifically. I'm going to just, you know, I'm going to be adventurous again, hopefully not drop these. We'll do, everybody's going to take 2. And, you know, just for the record, don't bite the blocks. That sounds outrageous, but we keep finding bite marks on these blocks, and we have to like take blocks out of. Yeah, I mean, you can inspect them if you like, just to be sure. I don't know who's biting blocks. You know, I don't want to shame anybody if they just like need that in their life. But they're definitely human bites. They are most definitely human bites. I could take it to a dentist and like have it assessed or something, but I mean, I don't really have the time for that, you know, in my life. So, the reason I'm giving you these blocks is because I find the blocks to be transformational in yoga practice, and probably the most transformational thing that I have discovered about the blocks is they make you stronger. You know, people see blocks and they think, I don't want to take this meditation. That's what they think, right? Like, you're giving me the block because that means that I'm weak. That's totally incorrect, right? Blocks actually make things a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to show you how that works here. I always have a set of blocks when I go through my practice. And I would say at this point, about 70% of the postures I do, I use the blocks. So we're going to do some dynamic things with the blocks today. And what I would like to do, hey, hi, that must be Kellen. Hey. I don't see you. What we're going to do today, we talked about grounding last week. Did you guys get to read? I have the PDF file, by the way. We took the PDF today. I was going to copy it, and I was like, that's so many trees. So I have a PDF of the chapters that I will send to you to read over them. But what I'd like you to do while we go through this first little segment here is think about what we talked about with grounding, right? So it's very easy when you start to add elements into a practice to like lose your grounding, right? And one of the things that we do in yoga, particularly, is we work with the balance of effort needs. In Sanskrit, it's called Sthira Sukha. Sthira actually means steadiness. We translate this in the yoga world to mean effort, but what it means is steadiness. And I always like to bring that up because effort has this idea of like you're going to power through something. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're creating a firm grounding. We're creating a steady body. Okay. We're creating a steady body, right? So we do that. How? Yeah, firm connection to the mat, right? Firm connection to the mat. And then if we think about all the things we talked about last week, what does grounding actually mean? By bringing steadiness into our body, that helps us understand in a very physical, visceral way what it means to find steadiness in our emotions and in our psyche, right? And in our relationships even, right? Like, hey, I know what it feels when my body is super grounded in mountain pose, and this relationship feels like a hot mess compared to that. Yeah, maybe there's not steadiness, you know, or oh, this relationship is like way too much ease. So I'm going to show you with our hands what this balance feels like. So you're going to take your hand and just spread your hand out, like with the palm of your hand facing up, okay? You're spreading through all the fingers. We're going to imagine the center point of your hand. Obviously, this is not a body. Your body doesn't look like this. But we're just going to imagine, we're going to play a little imagination here. We want to imagine the center of the hand is like the belly button, right? Which would be, when we talk about yoga postures, it's sort of the center line, right? It divides us top and bottom, and it divides us left and right. So this is kind of our center portion. So we're going to look at that here. Now what I'd like you to do is stretch your fingers out with as much effort as you can put into stretching. Notice what happens to your fingers. Notice what happens to the palm of your hand. Notice what happens to your forearms. What does it feel like? See, some of you are already like, yeah, I can't do this, right? Because what does it feel like? It feels like strain, right? Like if you were to mimic this in your jaw, what would that look like? Like this, right? Your jaw would be tight. Can you sustain this? You can't even really sustain it in your hand. Could you sustain it in your body? What do you think anger feels like? A lot like this. But we can look at this in our hand, we can be like, hey, I mean, I can't do this, but we can be like, y'all can be angry for like 6 hours. I can just ride this anger out, right? But think of what this anger is doing in our bodies as it's starting to do, okay? So here's your effort. This is maximum effort. So what I want you to do now is take your hand and give it maximum ease. right? Like take all the effort out of your hand. Could you hold anything? Like if I gave you a bottle of water and you didn't change the level of effort in your hand, could you hold the bottle of water? What would happen to it? It would fall, right? Or your hand would be like, no, nope, ain't happening, right? So how does that feel? What's the effort of this in your whole body? Can you think of maybe an emotion or a sensation that you would relate to this, what I call fluffy fingers? What'd you say? Yeah, like being just totally uninterested, apathetic, maybe the energy of depression a little bit, right? Just being here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna find that balance. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna spread out your fingers, you're gonna keep that ease in your hand, but you're gonna go right to the edge. So you're gonna very slowly and mindfully start to stretch out all the fingers of your hand, moving from the center of the palm. And what you might notice is, as you start to do this, your palm is going to start to sink back towards the back of your hand. Right? And if you're doing it mindfully, you're going to notice, oh, there's that spot. I went a little bit too far. You have to back out a little bit, right? So what does it look like when your hand is in that balance? Fingers are mobile. See this? I can move my fingers, right? If someone handed me a bottle of water, I could add a little bit more effort and hold it. But if something got too heavy, and I said, I can't carry this anymore, right? What can I do with my hand that would help me hold it for longer? Right? I can make it stronger. How does that feel in your hand? Did you find it? Did you find that balance? Okay, this is the energy that we're looking for in every yoga posture, right? When I'm watching people's bodies as a teacher, or when I'm watching my own body, trying to watch my own body as a practitioner, there are moments where I feel like I'm powering through a pose. And when I get to that moment, I say, all right, it's time to stop. I'm pushing too hard, right? This is not sustainable. It's not sustainable in your fingers. It's not sustainable in plank pose. It's not sustainable behind the wheel of your car. It's not sustainable in the way you speak to people in your relationships. It's never gonna last. Something's gonna break, and guess what? Like I told you last week, what's gonna break first? Your freaking hands, right? Just like I can't sustain this. This is not gonna work for me. I gotta do something with this. So when we're going through all of these movements, think about the grounding. Think about finding that strong, steady connection. Think about that balance. Am I putting too much effort in? Am I taking too much effort out? Am I being too easy? And then notice how the blocks assist you, right? Not losing that grounding. And I'm going to encourage you, because eventually we're going to go through all of the yamas and the niyamas, to also think about the very first one, which is called the himsa. And himsa means nonviolence. Some people talk about nonviolence in the sense of like, I'm not going to eat meat. I'm not going to do any meat because that's not violent. If that's what a himsa means to you, then that's how you practice a himsa. Sometimes a himsa means the way you speak to people. Are you being violent in the way you speak? What I encourage you to think about today is, are you being violent in the way that you move your body? Are you being violent in the way that you hold yourself on your mat? And why do we think about that? Because it's a point of self-inquiry. It's a point to go, why am I being so hard on myself? Why am I forcing myself through this posture? What is it going to do? How is it going to serve me? Because remember, if we force ourselves through something, something's going to break, right? So just kind of have that in your mind as we're going through this. So we're going to start on all fours. We're going to start on tabletop. You're going to take your blocks and you're going to place them underneath your hands. So it's just going to lift us up just a little bit. And we're still finding alignment here. We're grounded here where in the body? The knees, and where else? The hands, okay? So in order to find our maximum alignment in the knees, we're going to have the knees right underneath the hips. And to find maximum alignment and grounding in the hands, we're going to line all these bones up, right? Wrists, underneath elbows, underneath shoulders. So we're stacking those bones. So peek down at your body, see that you're there. We're going to start with some cat and cow movements. So as you inhale, you're going to drop that belly down towards the mat. Take your gaze up to the sky, really opening the front of the body. And then as you exhale, you're going to hug the belly in towards the chest, round the back, press through the shoulder blades, gaze to the thighs. Do this a few more times. You're moving here with your own breath. Inhaling as you open Exhale as you round. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to round. And then coming back to your neutral spine. We're going to take the knees out wide this time to the edges of the mat. Keep your hands on your blocks, big toes together. We're going to sit the hips back to the heels, and then slide your blocks forward until your forehead comes down to the mat. Coming into a child's pose. This is bringing some additional opening into your shoulders. This is my favorite way to take child's pose. We'll take 2 breaths here. And then lift your chest just enough so that you can slide your blocks back to where you can place your triceps onto the blocks. You're going to slide back, triceps to the blocks, hands to prayer position behind the head, and then lower your forehead to the mat. So this is kind of your level 2 shoulder opening. And we'll breathe here for 2 breaths. And then releasing your hands, lifting your chest, sliding the blocks back forward as you come back up to your tabletop, stacking those knees underneath the hips. And we're going to slide this right block down underneath the knee. Taking your right hand to the mat. It's going to feel wonky. Do you feel how your body just went out of alignment? You're like, what is happening? Okay. So from here, you're going to extend your left leg back, straight back behind you. You can keep your right hand on the mat, maybe tent your fingers, and then extend your right hand forward. So this is a spinal balance. It's a core awakening. Sometimes when we're on the mat, we can sink into the mat here. So you might be like, whoa, I didn't know that this was a core posture. Having a block here is a really low impact way to bring your awareness to your core. Go ahead and take that right hand down to the block, bring your left knee down to the block, and slide this block over so that you can bring your left knee to the block, your right hand to the block. We're going to do the same thing on the second side. You're going to lift up, bring that right leg back behind you. When you're ready, extend the left arm. Really hug that belly back towards your spine. And think about your hand when we stretched it out, that center point of the body. So you're extending equally forwards and backwards through the right and the left. And then go ahead and bring this right hand to the mat, left knee to the mat. That was opposite. Left hand, right knee. I was like, ah. Slide the left hand forward under the block. We're going to curl the toes under. Again, stacking up your wrists and your elbows, wherever that is for you. Curl the toes under, press your hands into the blocks, and lift your knees up about 6 inches from the mat. So we're just at a hover here. Just breathing, noticing if you're using effort or ease. And then bring your knees back down to the mat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And then come back to your neutral spine. Press into your hands, again, lifting the knees from the mat. Thinking about the sustainability of the posture. And asking yourself, am I doing harm here? Am I being nonviolent? And then keep your knees just slightly bent, but start to press your heels towards the mat, lifting your hips, coming up into a really bent knee, downward facing dog. You can walk your hands all the way to the bottom edge of the block, stretch through the shoulders, take a nice big breath in, and then slowly bring your knees back down to the mat, taking them out wide, and pressing back into a child's pose. Extending the hands forward. This time, slide the blocks a little bit further forward than the fingers so your hands can come all the way down to the mat. And just notice the difference in this child's pose with your hands all the way on the mat. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. Big breath out from your mouth. And then on your inhale, come up to center. Bring your blocks in, but bring it up to the high heights. And bring the knees underneath your hips. So we're taking the blocks up higher. And then bring your hands to your hips. So you're coming up to standing on the knees. If you need to, you can hold on to the blocks. The blocks are here to make you stronger. That's what they're here for. They're here to support you. So you can hold the blocks if you want. If not, just take your hands to your hips. And we're going to step the right foot forward, right into the inside of that block on the right. So you want your leg to be almost straight, not super bent, and not totally straight, right? The sole of the foot should be on the mat. That right knee is going to be slightly bent. We're going to start to sink forward into that front knee. As you do that, take your hands down to the blocks. So you're going to use the blocks here to keep your chest lifted. Now you can take your back foot with the toes curled under, or the top of the foot to the mat, right? So everybody go ahead and come back a little bit. Remember we talked about stacking bones. Your bones, when they're stacked, number one, there's a couple things that are happening. When your bones are stacked, you put pressure first on the bones. As women, we really need to do this. Why do you think we need to do that? Right, it creates density in the bones, right? Think about what happens to your muscles if you lift a bunch of weights, right? They become dense and thick. That's what's happening to your bones when we stack them, right? The more, we don't want to like jump and do crazy things on our bones, but we want that pressure on the bone. Then secondly, as the pressure comes onto the bone, it relieves some of the muscle pressure. So it helps us actually bring ease into the posture. So what I want you to do, just look at my leg here. As I come forward, because this knee is just kind of partially bent, as I come forward, my knee stacks over the ankle. You see how that knee is straight up over the ankle? Now, if I go too far forward, which I can do, but it's going to be more muscle work, it's going to be weird opening, my knee is tracking further than my toes, okay? So like, for example, if I don't step my foot out far enough, it's going to be like this. And I'll see my heel starting to come up, okay? That's how I know, hey, you stepped your foot too far forward. Now, if I put it way too far forward, I'm not going to get, so for me that'd be here, I'm not going to get to a stacked knee. So all I'm doing is stretching too much into the ligaments, putting too much work into the muscles, okay? So you kind of figure out where that is. If you need to go back and forth a few times, find where that would be for you. So that when you come forward, your front knee is stacked over your ankle. Yeah, your knee down. Yes, perfect. Good. We're going to take one breath, so pull the shoulder blades back, lift the chest, just one breath here, and then exhale it out. And then come on back, slide this right knee in line with the left, and then switch legs. Step that left foot forward. And then you kind of play with it here. Find where that stacked position is for your body. Now, as you're doing that, remember we're not collapsing into the blocks. You want to keep that nice long spine. Maybe roll the shoulders back a little bit. Finding that ease in the body. Take a few breaths, maybe 2. And then go ahead and slide this left knee back in line with the right. Take your blocks, bring them over to the side of the mat. Coming up to tabletop without the blocks this time. We'll inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhaling to cow. This time as we exhale, we're going to press back to downward facing dog. So I'm going to show you really quickly how I get into downward facing dog because I find it to be very low impact and accessible. My knees stay bent. Just watch my knees. Okay? So I'm going to curl my toes under. I'm going to start to lift my hips, pressing into my hands, and then starting to press my heels towards the mat. Okay? Your heels don't have to touch the mat. In fact, if you start to press down too much, and your heels, you're going to overstretch the back of the legs. So keep your knees nice and soft, only to the amount that you can straighten. So we'll start in tabletop position. Planting the hands, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Knees bent, toes curled under. We're going to lift the knees, start to press into the hands, lift the hips. And then as you get that nice straight back, starting to straighten heels towards the mat, and then pedal out the feet. One heel down and then the other. Just like you're walking, you're riding a bike. Take a nice big breath through your nose. And as you exhale, pressing those heels down towards the mat, pressing into the pads below the fingers. And then walk your feet forward to your hands, coming up for a halfway lift. Grab your blocks, that's gonna help your halfway lift. Plant your hands onto the blocks, straighten your back, tailbone towards the back of the room. Round the head forward. Exhale and fold, grab with your elbows, and then just hang here for a minute, maybe swaying from side to side, shaking the head yes and no. And then again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. And then inhale as you come all the way up to mountain pose. Exhale, releasing your hands to your heart, allowing your eyes to close, if that's something that you're comfortable with. Maybe taking a peek down at your feet, thinking about what we talked about last week with that hip distance and adjusting here if you need to. Finding that maximum grounding through the feet. And then placing your right hand over your heart, your left hand over your right, closing the eyes. Bringing your attention back into that Sankalpa that we talked about last week. Finding that intention that you set for the program. Just taking a moment to make contact with that. Remembering specifically that this Sankalpa changes the way that you move in the world. It's allowing those blockages to be removed. Take one more breath here. And then exhaling it out. Releasing the hands alongside the hips. So we're going to go through some sun salutations. I'm going to take you through them nice and slow, but I want to tell you just kind of a few things first. In yoga, we inhale and open, and we exhale and close. This is always the way movements go, right? So there's not like a random breath pattern. Why do you think that is? Think about what we did to start with the breathing.
It's room for your lungs to expand.
Right, okay. So as you breathe in, your belly will naturally expand. You ever watched a baby breathe? Like a baby laying, sleeping? You know, they don't breathe here. This is actually a reverse breathing pattern that we adopt over the course of our lives, particularly if we've dealt with trauma. And what it does is it restricts, right? So hug your belly in towards your spine, like you're really pulling it back. If you're like someone put a corset on you, right? They strapped it up. And I don't really want to even get started on a corset. I really don't, and all that's attached to that. Right? But just imagining that and all the struggles that us women have dealt with over centuries. Being corseted. Imagine that that's happened here. And then try to take a deep breath without your belly expanding. Where do you feel the breath moving? Here, okay? Now try to take 4 deep breaths without letting that breath expand into your belly. What does it feel like? Take a breath, right? Right? This is a pattern of breathing that we adopt either from trauma, from stress. Notice what happens to your breath when you start to get really stressed. If you're in traffic and you're racing somewhere, you hold your breath. A really difficult yoga posture, right? Like a chair pose. What happens to you in chair pose? It gets shallow or it gets erratic, or you just hold your breath like I'm going to do it. I'll make it through. It gets to the end. Right? And you're really not helping yourself. You're making things more difficult for yourself. So when we open and expand, we're leaving room for the breath, right? So take a big breath in, open your arms out, as big breath as you can. And then as you exhale, start to reach your hands towards the mat. So folding forward with the exhale. When you need to initiate your inhale, come up to a halfway lift. You can use the blocks if you need to. And then when you need to exhale, fold all the way down. softening the knees. And then initiate your inhale, come back up to mountain pose. Okay, we're gonna do that a couple times. Use your exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Initiating the inhale, coming to halfway. Leave room for the breath, exhale and fold. Inhale, coming up to mountain pose. Good, we're gonna do that one more time. Use your exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale back to mountain. Here's the problem that a lot of people experience. Release your hands. We have so many cultural messages around what happens to our stomach. Right? Like how much of your life have you spent trying to suck your stomach in? Have you ever watched a baby learn how to walk? If you haven't, or if you haven't like really paid attention to it, or maybe even if you have, I suggest you go onto YouTube and watch a video. Have you ever seen a baby with really great abs? I mean, for real though, like, you're like, man, that baby got a six pack, right? Like, what baby has a six pack? No baby. What does a baby's belly look like? It's round, it's soft, it's sweet. So how do they have the core strength to go from crawling to standing? You ever thought about that? I mean, I don't have that kind of core strength. I mean, imagine what it takes in a baby's body to go from a crawling to a standing. And yet none of their abdominals are flexed. Right? Why do you think that is? How the hell are they doing that? Where do you think their strength is coming from? From their backs, right? So deep inside these, which I call these the vanity muscles. Brittany's like, I know that term.
I'm just laughing because that's literally what I just kept telling them. I'm like, we're going to ignore our six-pack vanity
right,
muscles.
no vanity muscles, right? We're not looking at vanity muscles. What we're talking about are your deep abdominals that are supporting your spine. So I'm going to show you something here really quickly. Your belly is your belly. If you had a baby, it got stretched. If you like to eat, it gets stretched, right? If you just have a body type where it's big, and you know what? That's beautiful. That's the way that your body is made. With the cultural messages that we get, they fuck our bodies up. Right, I just said, like this. Isn't that cute? Right, you want to stand like this your whole life? What do you think's gonna happen to my low back? It's gonna be jacked. What about a heel? Now I'm standing like this. What's up with that? That's not functional, right? You know, or this, boobs sticking out, butt sticking out, it's precious. I mean, it's just adorable, but it's not sustainable. We can't live that way, right? This is gonna really jack things up for us. And you know what's gonna happen to our bodies? They're not gonna do this. Ugh, they're gonna do this. Because all of our core strength is gonna be gone as we get older, okay? So I'm gonna show you here with my belly. When you tell people to pull their belly to their spine, or you tell them to engage their core, this is what most people do. They engage their vanity muscles. Watch what it does to my back. I'm gonna show you when I engage my abdominals. What did my back do? Right, you try it. Try to engage your six pack. Notice what happens to your shoulders. Do you see how they hunch forward? Right? Because think of the movement that we do when we're doing abdominal work. Right? We crunch. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you engage those deep abdominals. Watch my shoulders, watch my back, low back, and my belly. When we engage our deep abdominals, we start from the pelvic floor and we zip our body all the way up. What that means is I take this entire area of my body and I pull it back to my spine so that it supports my spine. Okay, so watch my belly. Here's my abdominals, here's my vanity muscles. They're engaged, right? Here's what I'm doing when I engage my core. What happened?
You got like an inch top.
I didn't do this, right? But did you see what happened to my body? Because I took from the pelvic floor, I started pulling all those bit by bit, all the way back, and what happens? My spine is supported. This is what a baby does. They don't give a crap what you think about their stomach, right? And in fact, what do we think about their stomach? We want to pick it up, we want to squish it up, and we want to kiss it and love it, right? It's precious and it's adorable. But then they turn like 4 over like, oh God, I know what you're eating. But, you know, chop, I am 4. What am I supposed to do with that? So think about that. See if you can try it a little bit here. Find your mountain pose. We're going to just work with engaging the core a little bit. You're going to think about a zipper. I like the image of a zipper. Starting right at the base of your belly, so below the navel center, almost all the way down to where your pubic bone kind of starts. And you're going to start to pull like a string from that very bottom till you get to your navel center. That's going to start to pull back towards your spine. And then you're going to pull so that it almost lifts your rib cage up. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Now release that. How did it feel? Was it new? Is it a new feeling? Okay, that's what we mean when we say pull your navel back to your spine. Here's the other thing that's really important about your core here. If I engage my abdominals, just try it. Now try to take a full breath. Hey, it feels like you have a corset on, right? You've engaged all those muscles. Now zip up. You can hold all those muscles in and take your breath. You can breathe fully. You know why you can breathe fully? Because your pelvic floor and your diaphragm create a pressure system. When you engage your core from the pelvic floor, it engages all around your body, and that actually strengthens your pelvic floor and your diaphragm. So, you know those hospital machines that are like the breathing machines? That's the difference between your diaphragm and your pelvic floor. When you engage from the pelvic floor, you engage the diaphragm, and you leave room for that breath, right? So just think about that. We're going to go through the sun salutations. That's a lot to think about, I know. But don't worry, I have some really good core exercises that will help you. If you want to take them home with you. I don't call it the core exercises, I call them core awareness, right? Nobody knows where the hell their core is. You know where your core is? What do you think of when you think of core? Like right here, maybe like right here, right? That's our traditional Western view of the core. In yoga traditions, we say that the core of the body starts at the sole of the feet and exits the tip of the tongue. Right? So think of that center line, like the core of an apple. Okay, so we're going to start in mountain pose. We're going to go through 5 sun salutations. Who is completely unfamiliar with the sun salutations? Okay, good. I'm going to go through them slowly. What I'd like you to focus on is your breath. Number 1. Number 2, that balance of effort and ease. Like, whoa, am I wearing myself out? If you are, just take a child's pose and meet us back where we are. Okay, so we'll start in mountain pose, energizing the feet, the legs, zipping up the core. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale as you fold forward. You're really pressing that breath out. Inhale as you come up for your halfway lift. Softening the knees, plant your hands to the mat, step your feet all the way back, coming into a plank pose. Zipping up the core as you come back. If you need to lower your knees, you can. We're going to keep the elbows tucked in, lower all the way to the mat. Press into your hands, lift your chest. This is Cobra. And then curl your toes under, lift your hips, and press back to downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath in. Big full breath out. And then you need to walk or step your feet to your hands, come up for a halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you come up for mountain. And that's 1. We're going to go through it again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Plant your hands. Step back to your plank. Lower into your mat. Press into your hands. Cobra. Curl your toes, lift your hips. To downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Making your way forward to the hands, however it works for you. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale to mountain. That's 3. Yeah. Was that 2 or 3? Oh, exhale and fold. I like it, you're on it. Inhale halfway. Plant your hands, stepping to plank. Lowering down to your mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhaling to down dog. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Go ahead and take your knees to the mat. Press back into a child's pose. I want you to take 3 breaths in child's pose. And then I'm going to let you go through those 2 more times on your own. I'm going to watch you so I can kind of workshop with you what I'm seeing. If you don't remember the whole sequence, that's fine. Just do the postures that you remember. If it makes you feel weird, you can close your eyes. We're all here to love and support you. And seeing you go through that will help me understand where we need to work. So when you're ready, you can make your way back up into downward facing dog. Actually, I'll talk you through them. It'll be a little easier. Go ahead and step your feet forward to your hands. Coming up for your halfway lift. Using your exhale, fold forward. Inhaling up to your mountain. That's 3. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Softening the knees, plant your hands, stepping back to your plank. Lowering to your mat. Inhaling up to cobra. Exhaling back to down dog. Taking that big breath in. Big full breath out. However you need to, make your way to the hands. Inhaling as you lift halfway. Exhaling as you fold. Inhale, come on up to mountain. That's 4. 1 more to go. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway. Plant your hands as you step back, plank. Lowering to your mat. This is called chaturanga. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Stepping forward to your hands. Lifting halfway. Exhaling as you fold. And then inhaling up to your mountain pose. Take a nice big breath in as you reach that mountain. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Maybe closing your eyes, taking 1 more full round of breath. And then when you're ready, just opening the eyes. You can make your way back down to seated. Good, thank you guys for letting me do that. So a couple of things that I saw, we'll go through, kind of be useful for every day. The first thing I want to just mention, I haven't mentioned yet, is that the sun salutations are such a great classic sequence. And the reason for that is because they're meant to move the energy around the surface of the body. So if you think about what we talked about with grounding, right? Where do we start with the sun salutations? Standing in mountain, right? So where are we grounded? Through the feet, right? So our connection to the earth happens through the feet. Now we're going to transfer that energy over the entire body. What goes down to the mat? The hands, right? So we inhale up to halfway. We step our feet back. Now where are we grounded? Through the hands and the feet. So not only are we grounded through both, right? So we're here grounded, we're in a straight line. We inhale up, we exhale. Now we are here. This is an alignment thing, right? Creating a long body. When we come back to plank, we've created not just grounding through the hands and through the feet, but what posture is my body really in right now? If you were to take this posture and turn it so that the soles of my feet touch the floor. Mountain. You see that? It's like I took the whole entire world and went, boop. Right? So what have I done? I've taken the energy that started here and I've rolled it up to underneath my body, right? So here I am. So if you think about that movement, right? The energy starts here, we're bringing it up, we're taking it down. Now it's underneath my entire body. How do I shift to that? Body down, right? Now the entire, where am I grounded? Whole surface of the body, right? Now I'm lifting up my chest. Where have I transferred the grounding to? Right? Mostly to the lower body. So now as I come back, where am I shifting the energy? Right, but it's no longer at the front of the body, right? Energy's here, under the feet. We'll start here. Under the feet, we bring the energy up. We bring the energy back down. Now imagine it's moving back with my feet. Here it is. I'm inhaling it up. Now I'm taking it back. Right? So it's shifting to the back of the body. So from here, I step forward. Come up to my halfway lift. Exhale. And come back up to mountain. So what I've done is I've taken that energy and I've sort of rolled it around. Right? Across the surface of my body, across the surface of the ground. If you think of my body as the energy that's moving. You see that kind of in the postures? Okay. So that's the first thing. The reason it's such a great sequence is because of that, specifically. Because it hits kind of all of those areas, right? We have a grounding, we have a chest opener, we have an inversion, really. Down dog is an inversion. We have a back bend, we have some hip work, right? All that stuff is present in the sun salutations. So if you're going to do, like, oh, I'm going to commit to 10 minutes a day on that, I say do the sun salutations. At least 3 rounds of them. Do them nice and slow like we did. You know, that was a really slow pace. But it helps you to focus on that breath. You do not need to rush through these. That's like a weird thing that happened in the yoga world. You've been in classes where you've been like, I can't catch up, right? With the sun salutations. That's not what we're doing. You want to feel the breath. That helps to create that energy, the expansion and the contraction, just like your body is breathing, right, itself. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I saw very frequently is that as your body starts to get here, if this is not something that your body's prepared to do, which is fine, when you come down through what we call chaturanga, there's like a collapse, which happens either here, see how my elbows are kind of winging out, or here, okay? So what I would like to do is have you come onto your belly. Chaturanga is fundamental to like a whole slew of yoga postures. And it really will get you stronger and get your body more prepared to build on all the poses. What I usually will teach people is that if you cannot safely and effectively press from the ground up to plank, your body is not ready for chaturanga. This may hurt your ego.
Wait, say that again.
If you cannot effectively press from the floor up to plank, then your body is not strong enough to press from plank to the floor. So what that means is you need a modification. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. We're going to do it together. There's a couple of things. When you press up from chaturanga, you're going to bring your hands about right to the either side of your chest. So they're not going to be up on your shoulders. They're not going to be way down on your wrists, meaning your hips. They're going to be right about to the outside of your nipples. Everybody's nipples, not just women. This is like newsflash. And you're going to hug your elbows towards your ribs. They're not going to come up. They're not going to go out. They're not going to do anything. You're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. You're going to curl your toes under. Okay? And we're going to press without the elbows flaring. Elbows tucked in. We're going to press up to plank pose. So keep your body as one solid line. Curl your toes under, hands to the mat, and press up. Now reverse it, elbows tucked in, lower down. Let's do it again. Toes curled under, press up. That's like hella hard. And then press down. So your hands and your elbows should not be moving at all. We're gonna do one more, press up. And then press down. How'd that feel?
Oh, it's horrible.
I kind of hate everything now, right?
It felt better last time, but I don't know if I was doing it right the third time.
Right, so, and because as repetitions go, it's like your body, and that's your body saying, hey, I'm good enough to do one. I'm good for one. This is extremely important because your body can have an injury called a repetitive stress injury. And what that means is your shoulders are not strong enough to do multiple options or multiple variations of this. But you just keep running through them in a class. You're going to tear something. It won't happen in a class. It won't happen like whatever. It's going to be out of the blue. You're just going to be doing something random and your shoulder's going to be like, no, I'm done. That's a repetitive stress injury. So this is about accepting your limitations. The things you can do to build your strength. We're going to do 10 of these. I highly recommend doing these. I would do these. I still to this day do these as part of my practice. And I really like them because they reinforce the strength up in the upper body and the length in the upper body, right? So there's no collapsing. So we're gonna come into like a child's pose leg. So your knees are gonna be out wide, your feet are gonna be together. And when we're going through this, you wanna make sure that your shins never come off the ground. Okay, so they're not gonna rock up like this. You're gonna stay connected to your mat. This is what I call the why the hell are you doing this exercise. Because when you get to the point that you really can't do it anymore, just ask yourself, why the hell am I doing this, right? And if that's the end for you, just say, yo, this is the end for me. And that's safer for your body. Like, no one thinks you're a hero. You know, today's not the day. We're not giving you a cake. You're not a better person or a worse person if you can't do these things. It's your body saying, hey, maybe you could protect me instead of fucking me up. And just be like, yes, I love you. I love you, so I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to keep you safe today, okay? So we're going to keep the knees out, toes together, and we're going to come forward into a child's pose. Remember, the shins are staying on the mat the whole time. So you're going to really extend your arms out in your child's pose. Think about the elbows in chaturanga. We're going to inhale and come up to like a tabletop with the knees wide. And then we're going to exhale and bring the chest to the mat. And then we're going to inhale and press up, and exhale and press back to child's pose. So you want to keep a straight line from your hips up through your shoulders. So we're going to do 9 more of these. Inhale, come up. Exhale and lower. Inhale and come up. Exhale and press back. Good. 8 more. Inhale and come up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press back. Good. 7. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Listening to your body. Exhale back. 6. Elbows stay in towards the ribs. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, pressing back. You always have child's pose here. 5. Staying in your child's pose if you need to. Lowering down. Coming up. Pressing back. Good. 4. 3. 2. 1. Forward, straight line of the body. And pressing back to your child's pose, forehead to the mat. Taking 3 breaths here. Just assessing what your body is experiencing. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. Big breath out from your mouth. Notice your breathing rate. Notice your heart rate. And then come on back up to a comfortable seated position on the mat. So your breath is directly related, your breath rate is directly related to your heart rate. Your breath starts to be erratic, your heart rate's going to start to be erratic, and your brain's going to be like, what is happening? Is there a lion chasing us? Right? You're like, no, it's just me being pissed off right now. That's okay. But then you say, I'm aware now. I'm low AF. I'm aware that I'm being erratic. I'm going to take some deep breaths and let my heart rate calm down. And then, hey, maybe my brain's going to be like, everything's cool. How do those feel? Were they more difficult than you expected? Can you see how they build strength?
I think I feel a little too, actually.
What did you say?
I felt it was going to feel all that.
Right. Yes, because you need your core to be engaged, right? Yeah. Which, if core engagement, like I was telling you guys, that starts with the pelvic floor. You got to initiate it there. So if there's any pelvic floor, guys, is like so important. It's so freaking important. You have a weak pelvic floor, you're gonna have back problems, hip problems, sex problems. Like it's never ending. So strengthening your pelvic floor is really, really important, especially as women. Like men never have to have a baby in their bodies. Lucky them. So they don't have a lot of pelvic floor weakness issues. So the other thing you can do that I would recommend to build this strength is like a wall push-up. I use it in the shower. Like, for real. It's like I'm still want to get out. So what you do is you find your chaturanga alignment. So your hands are going to basically come, you tuck your elbows into your ribs and just have a straight line from your hands out. And all you do is just lean into the wall. Keep your body straight, lean into the wall, straight arms. That can help you build the strength, but these also can help you build the strength. So, any questions about that, or anything that you notice in your own body as we were going through the sun salutations that you had a question about?
The exercise that we just did, I could not keep my feet flat on the mat when I was coming back up.
Yeah, it's all, as your core starts to get stronger, that's going to stop happening. Yeah. And if you need to let your feet float up for a little bit, that's fine. Maybe say, okay, I'm going to try and do as many as I can with the feet down, and then let them float up as you need to.
So the feet need to stay pretty much touching. So I was having a little trouble with like the distance that my knees should be apart, whether they should be on the mat.
What I usually do is use the edges of my mat as a guideline, but really it's about what your body needs access to.
It's all practice.
Yeah. So when I come into child's pose, like for me it's a little bit distinct because sometimes I'll take my child's pose with my knees together, lifted together. That's a different sensation than having them out here. So it really is up to you how far apart you want the knees. I think the edges of your mat is a good guideline, but the more that you do it, the more you're going to be like, no, this isn't really working for me, you know? So you kind of feel it out, what it is. And yeah, if the knees are too far apart, then it's going to be hard to get the toes together. So that may have been that your knees were like just too, far apart. So just play with it. What I would highly recommend doing is some of those push-ups, just start adding that into whatever it is that you're doing, and then just put the sun salutations in. Do 5 rounds of sun salutations. Even if you don't remember the postures, that's okay. No one's standing in judgment of you. But just to keep your body moving. So, any other questions that you guys maybe had about the sun salutations as we were going through? Yes.
I'm just having a difficult time not putting pressure on the wrist. Like I cannot round the 4 corners for anything.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a.
So I call this Spider-Man hands. Or another a good visual is imagining that there's a basketball underneath your hands. So what we do really is create like a suction cup. That exercise that we did where we were stretching through the fingers, you can just do this at any point in the day. If you think about drawing that center point of your hand, your palm back towards the back of your hand, see if I sit here, see how it cups like this? So that when I place my hand here, really my fingers are light on the mat, and that the wrist is actually lifted because of that suction cup. So keeping that palm drawn back towards the back of the hand and the elbows soft, right? So that if I'm here in plank pose, for example, there's really no weight in my wrists at all. See, I can lift my wrist from the mat. And my elbows are soft. My elbows are not locked out. That's gonna create pressure on my wrists. You see what happens? Look at my knuckles as I start to lock my elbows. You see my knuckles coming up off the mat? Now if I soften my elbows, that gives me access to press into those pads below the fingers. And it just takes time, But even just on your mat when you, like, let's say doing a seated easy pose, and you have your hands down here, or you have your hands in like a forward fold seated. Just think about that. Like, I don't have to put any weight into my hands, but what does it feel like to start pressing into the pads below the fingers? Because that's going to even affect your downward facing dog, right? If I have all the weight in my wrist, I can't straighten my back. So see, this is as far as I can go with the weight in my wrist. Now watch what happens when I transfer the weight to the pads of my fingers. See, I can open the shoulders more, I can press my hips back a little bit more. So, it just takes practice, but think about that center coming back. Anything else?
I kind of struggle with the back up into the down facing dog. And then when I go plank, it does feel like I'm straining my wrist a little bit, but I'm struggling trying to get my hands together.
This way or out to the side?
When they're out to the side.
Okay. So there's a couple things with the arms. think about the bone stacking that we talked about, right? You want your bones to be strong. So I call them Frankenstein arms. I have all these crazy names for things. But the reason, because I think somebody on their arms straight out front of your shoulders. You take your hands straight out and you make like, take a picture of you, you know? Pointer fingers go straight out, thumbs face together, hands are straight out, wrists or fingers are drawn back towards the face. If I were to take those Frankenstein arms, which by the way, if you just do just that, that's not a stretch, right? But if I take those arms and I just place them, see, I've stacked up all those bones and joints, right? So if I come back here, it's gonna be straight. Here. Now see, I can be here, I'm too far back, I can be here, I'm too far forward, but see, here there's no effort at all, but look when I come forward. See, if I do this long enough, my arms are gonna start shaking because I'm putting too much effort. Yeah, that's when you start to feel this. So this is gonna create that stacking. So do your sun citations this week, do some of those child pose push-ups, and then bring your questions to our meeting next week, and we'll start with workshopping whatever you guys are experiencing. And give it a few times. Remember, you're opening on your inhale, you're expanding on your inhale, you're closing and contracting on your exhale, right? And you want your bones stacked first, then you can work in your muscles. Okay? Let's do Shavasana. Let's finish that one. So you can use your bolster and start the way that we started our class earlier. I'm gonna lock this door real quick so we don't get like busted in on. Or you can bring your back all the way down to the mat, whatever works best for you. But make sure that you're well grounded. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. And then full breath out from your mouth. Do that one more time. Start to let your body settle. Thinking about that sensation of being grounded and settled into your mat, but also that sensation of release. Release and surrender. From the very soles of the feet, up through the legs, the abdominal area, chest, shoulders, and neck. And then the jawline and the forehead. Allowing the bones first to become heavy, and then the muscles to relax around the bones. And just giving yourself these final few moments, fully and completely release. Let your body integrate all of those movements of the practice. Taking a big full deep breath in. And then breath out. Gently wiggling your fingers, your toes, Reaching your arms overhead, taking a full body stretch. And then as you feel ready, making your way up into a seated position on your mat, any way that works for you. Finding your roots through the sit bones. Lengthening up the spine. Inhale as you bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the heart. Gently tucking the chin to the chest. Taking a moment to reignite that Sankopa in your heart, in your mind. Whatever that is for you. And then shifting into a space of gratitude, acknowledging someone or something in your life that you have to be grateful for. We'll take one final breath together, breathing in through the nose, exhaling from the mouth. Bringing your nose up to your forehead center. Thank you, ladies, for being here tonight, being committed to your own practice, to your own life, trusting me to lead you, and for supporting you. You are pure, you are powerful, you are perfect. Guys, good luck with your sun salutations. Take your little notes, maybe in your journal, see what comes up for you, and then we'll workshop it next week.
Okay, bye. I don't know if you're still there. I don't know how to make it stop. Pause, stop recording. Okay.